From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 11th, 2019. Israel's Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit said today that evidence in the corruption cases against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will not be released until after Israel's general elections on April the 9th. Israel's Justice Ministry said that Netanyahu's legal counsel had asked for the delay over concerns that the documents might be leaked to the media before Israelis go to the polls. Mandelblit also announced that indictment hearings for all suspects in the cases, including the Prime Minister, will be held no later than 3 months after those documents are presented to prosecutors, so likely by early or mid-July. And staying with the Prime Minister, Netanyahu met today with South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham in Jerusalem. The two later toured the Golan Heights in northern Israel, where Netanyahu stressed the strategic importance of the area, asking that the international community, including the U.S., recognize that the Golan must always be a part of Israel. Graham agreed. He told Netanyahu, "I will go back to the U.S. Senate, working with Senator Cruz. I will start an effort to recognize the Golan as part of the State of Israel now and forever," because he said to give up this territory would be a strategic nightmare for the State of Israel. Yesterday, Graham was given a tour of a Gaza terror tunnel by U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman, also getting a briefing from the IDF. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas named a new prime minister of the PA yesterday, Mohammed Shtayyeh, a member of the Fatah Central Committee. He will succeed Rami Hamdallah, who served in the position since 2013. Hamdallah submitted his resignation to Abbas in late January. More incendiary balloons landed today in southern Israel. The devices were sent from Gaza over the security fence, sparking at least 2 brush fires in the Be'eri forest. There were no injuries. On Saturday night, a rocket was fired from Gaza at southern Israel. There was no damage or injury caused. The IDF responded by striking several Hamas terror targets in Gaza. Well, damage to a monument in Strasbourg, France, was apparently not an act of hate. If you recall, the monument, which memorializes Strasbourg's old synagogue destroyed by the Nazis, was knocked off its base earlier this month and was widely condemned as an anti-Semitic act. But now French news agency AFP reports that a police surveillance camera shows that a driver accidentally backed his car up into the monument, causing the damage. A special ceremony was held today at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center in Jerusalem, marking 27 years since the late Prime Minister's death and also marking 40 years since the historic peace treaty signing between Israel and Egypt by Begin and Egyptian President Anwar Sadat. Israel's Special Olympics athletes headed to the United Arab Emirates today. The 25-member team will compete alongside 7,000 other Special Olympic athletes from around the world in Abu Dhabi at the first ever Special Olympics World Games to take place in the Middle East and North Africa region. CEO of Special Olympics Israel, Sharon Levy-Balanga, told the media line that the Special Olympics promises no country will be excluded because of its geography and politics, adding it's powerful to send a delegation to a country with which we have no diplomatic ties and for them to serve as ambassadors of Israel. The games begin on Thursday. American technology giant Nvidia is set to purchase Israeli chip maker Mellanox for $6.8 and some report $6.9 billion. The Jerusalem Post reports that this is the 3rd largest acquisition of an Israeli company to date. Nvidia, who has partnered with the Israeli firm before, is known for revolutionizing computer graphics. It wants Mellanox to accelerate the flow of information to and from its data centers and help it power the world's supercomputers. Well, Israel has released its official entry for the Eurovision Song Contest. Home will be sung by Kobi Marimi when the finals of the 41-country competition take place in Tel Aviv on May the 18th. Since Israel won the International Song Contest last year, it hosts the event this year and goes straight to the finals. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, March the 11th. At 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, it's Jewish Cinematheque. At 8 tonight, Michelle Goldberg, Dan Shapiro, Mona Charon, Michael Doran, and Jonathan Greenblatt take part in the Israel Policy Forum's discussion on understanding the political gap. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Mark Langfan, president of Americans for a Safe Israel, on L'chaim. At 10, historian and author Simon Schama discusses part 2 of the story of the Jews. And coming up right after this newscast at 6:30, it's Innovation Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, March the 11th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.